Okay, let's dive right into this. Welcome to today's Explainer, where we're going to completely change the way you look at all-you-can-eat dining. Listen, for most people, a trip to the buffet is just a simple eating contest, right? It's a test of sheer stomach capacity. And you probably know the feeling well. You walk in, you're immediately overwhelmed by the chaos, the clanking plates, the rush of people darting between stations. So, you load up your plate with absolutely anything and everything, eat as fast as humanly possible, and eventually, well, you leave feeling completely miserable, slipping into this regrettable food coma before you even reach the parking lot. But today, we're going to reframe that entirely. We are going to treat the buffet not as a chaotic feeding frenzy, but as an exciting, meticulously planned culinary heist. And to pull this off, to truly master the buffet experience, you need strategy, you need discipline, and you definitely need inside knowledge.
Now take a look at this number, 20%. That is a staggering figure. According to the data, the average American wastes a whopping 20% of their buffet plate. That is perfectly good food and perfectly good money literally thrown straight into the trash. It's crazy, and this highlights exactly why we need a master plan. We obviously don't want to waste food, and we certainly don't want to waste our personal satisfaction or our highly valuable culinary real estate on items that just don't bring us joy. So our goal today is to make sure every single bite is a deliberate, highly enjoyable choice.
So, to pull off this culinary operation successfully and avoid that uncomfortably stuffed feeling, here is our mission briefing. We're going to cover the psychology of the buffet, pre-buffet prep, the tactical recon lap, targeting gold mines, the art of pacing, and finally, some high-end advanced tactics.
Phase 1, the psychology of the buffet. Let's talk about choosing mindset over appetite.
Every single diner faces this core internal conflict. On one side, you have the amateur scarcity mindset. This is a tricky psychological trap where seeing all that abundance triggers a primal evolutionary desire to get your money's worth by just over-consuming. You know, our brains are hardwired from our hunter-gatherer days to gorge when we see unlimited calories. In the modern world, that translates to blindly piling on whatever cheap carbs are directly in front of you. But conversely, we have the pro-strategy mindset. This is all about curating an unforgettable adventure. It's understanding that the real goal isn't to stuff yourself until you literally can't move. No, the goal is to maximize flavor, discover exceptional new dishes, and actually leave feeling energized. We absolutely must flip our thinking from sheer quantity to high-end quality. It's a total game changer.
Moving on to Phase 2, pre-buffet prep. It's time to prep like a pro.
We are going to treat the hours leading up to your reservation like the vital preparation phase of a major tactical operation. What you do before you arrive absolutely dictates how successful you're going to be. First off, whatever you do, do not starve yourself. It's a rookie mistake. You want to eat a light, high-fiber breakfast, think oatmeal or maybe some Greek yogurt, about 3 to 4 hours prior. This stabilizes your blood sugar. If you show up absolutely ravenous, you're going to make hangry, impulsive decisions and dive straight for the first cheap filler you see. Next up, dress for success. Wear elastic, breathable clothing to ensure maximum physical comfort. Yes, this is the strategic deployment of the sweatpants, folks. Tight belts restrict your stomach and really hinder digestion. We want to avoid the dreaded meat sweats by letting our bodies breathe. Also, a quick 20 to 30-minute light exercise session beforehand is incredibly helpful. Biologically speaking, mild cardio increases blood flow to your digestive system, waking up your gut and naturally stimulating your appetite. You'll also want to research the menu online so you have a mental priority list ready to go, and drink a glass of water 30 minutes before arriving just to curb any false hunger signals. And finally, pack a discreet antacid just in case, and maybe arrange a designated driver so you can fully sit back and relax.
All right, Phase 3, the tactical recon lap. Let's survey the scene.
So, you've arrived. The smells are absolutely amazing. But stop right there. Resist the urge to grab a plate immediately. Instead, we are going to perform a highly critical intelligence-gathering mission. Step 1. Complete the circuit. Take a slow, deliberate lap around every single station. You want to observe the freshness of the food, monitor which stations are actually being actively replenished by the staff, and, crucially, look out for bottlenecks in the crowd. I mean, there is literally nothing worse than grabbing an incredible hot slice of prime rib only to get trapped in line behind someone who just can't decide what vegetables they want at the omelet station. Your premium cuts are just sitting there getting cold. Step 2. Identify the gold mines. Pinpoint those exclusive premium items. Look for vibrant colors, rising steam, and active carving stations. Then, Step 3. Plan your attack. Mentally map out your flavor compatibility and figure out exactly what goes on your plate first to avoid those traffic jams. Doing this before you touch a single utensil, that is what shifts you from a reactive novice to a strategic expert.
Phase 4, targeting culinary goldmines. Time to focus on the premium proteins.
Now, these premium items, they are the true stars of the show. Just imagine it, the vibrant presentation of a chef's selection prime rib, perfectly carved, with the heat and steam practically rising right off of it, and it's sitting just steps away from beautiful fresh seafood chilled over a glistening bed of crushed ice. These are restaurant-quality cuts we're talking about. When you specifically target these items, like the fresh, buttery sashimi, the perfectly seared scallops, or a really tender roasted filet mignon, you are instantly elevating your dining experience far beyond just an everyday meal.
To really pull this off, we have to compare our options directly so we can budget our stomach capacity intelligently. First, you've got to beware of costly fillers. I'm talking about your heavy starches, dinner rolls, plain rice, basic pasta. These are cheap, stomach-filling traps strategically designed by the house to drastically reduce your capacity. You fill up on a massive scoop of macaroni, and suddenly, boom, you have no room for the good stuff. Instead, you need to budget your appetite exclusively for culinary goldmines, like crab legs, fresh sashimi, or prime rib. Think about the incredible consumer value here. Crab legs alone can easily cost upwards of $30 a pound at your local grocery store. The absolute secret to maximizing the pure value of your meal is focusing entirely on these high-quality premium dishes that would cost an absolute fortune anywhere else.
Phase 5, the art of pacing. Let's discuss portion control strategy.
The real secret to your first round at the buffet is the taste test strategy. Always use the smallest plates available for your initial foray. You want to take just 2 to 3 bites of the dishes you're most curious about. Why? Well, because your palate is at its absolute freshest at the very start of the meal. Biologically speaking, if you eat a massive portion of one heavy dish right out of the gate, your taste bud receptors actually become saturated and you experience what's called palate fatigue. Everything just starts tasting exactly the same and your overall enjoyment plummets. Using small plates allows you to sample a really wide variety of subtle flavors and identify the absolute best dishes while your taste receptors are still highly sensitive. Once you've done this crucial exploration round, then you can confidently return for sensible, slightly larger portions of your absolute favorites. Plus, using small plates is a really powerful psychological tool that naturally encourages variety over sheer quantity.
Now let's talk hydration, because water is your best tactical ally at a buffet. Sipping water with lemon steadily throughout your meal acts as a brilliant palate cleanser. It resets those taste buds between different cuisines so you can fully appreciate the nuanced flavors. It also really helps combat sodium-induced bloating. But equally important is what you should avoid. You want to deliberately skip early alcohol and carbonated sodas. Here's why. When you drink sodas, the carbonation bubbles actually expand rapidly in the warm environment of your stomach. This introduces trapped gas into your system, creating an immediate sense of artificial fullness before you've even touched your main course. Alcohol, on the other hand, actively dulls your taste buds while secretly packing in hundreds of empty calories. Do yourself a favor and save the celebratory drinks and the sodas for the very end of your meal.
Finally, Phase 6, high-end advanced tactics. How to maximize premium destinations like Las Vegas.
To round out our advanced tactics today, you should always leverage casino player reward cards. Yes, even if you aren't really a gambler. Signing up is usually completely free, and these cards can magically grant you priority seating, allowing you to breeze right past those massive lines that stretch all the way out the door. Also, when you do approach the host to be seated, politely request strategic seating near your most anticipated stations, like the seafood bar. You can simply ask with a friendly smile, "Hey, is there any chance we could grab a booth somewhat close to the carving station?" It doesn't sound overly demanding, but it massively minimizes your walking time and conserves your energy so you can focus on enjoying the food. And finally, when it's time for dessert, skip the massive plates of artificial sugary fillers. Opt for just one high-quality artisanal dessert made with natural sugars. Eating it slowly perfectly satisfies those sweet cravings without pushing you over the edge into that really uncomfortable territory.
As we wrap up our analysis today, I really want to leave you with this powerful quote straight from the source material. The best buffet diners eat with their minds, not just their stomachs. Every bite should be intentional and worthwhile. So the absolutely crucial point here is this. A successful buffet experience is never, ever about a conquest of sheer volume. It is about executing a sophisticated, highly satisfying dining victory where you leave feeling truly great about the incredible quality you just enjoyed.
So, armed with all of these expert strategies, I just have to ask you, What premium culinary goldmine are you going to target on your next buffet recon mission? Is it going to be the prime rib, the fresh sashimi, or maybe something entirely new that you've never tried before? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. I hope you plan your next mission carefully, trust your new strategy, and most importantly, enjoy every single bite. See you next time.